Hi, I'm Ken with Rushing to Serve, and I have a lot of customers, and the majority of those customers are businesses. I go into work even at these businesses on their PCs and find out that they have tons of files on their folders and folders on their desktop. That's okay if that's where you want to keep them, but that's not what I found. What I found is they don't know where to keep them or where to put them. Well, that's what I want to talk to you about today, file and folder management. First, let's talk about your computer. Your computer has a hard drive. Let's call it drive C. You may be wondering why you call it drive C and not drive A. Well, that's a good question. A long time ago when PCs first came out, before the flash drives and the DVDs, a lot of them didn't have hard drives. They had what were called floppy drives. They have since grown extinct, but the floppy drive was called drive A. And if you were lucky enough to have two floppy drives, the second one was called drive B. Then hard drives came into being, and that was the thing to have because they stored more data and it was much faster and a lot more expensive. Anyhow, that's how the hard drive got the designation of drive C. So now that we've have that out of the way, let's say that your hard drive is like a file cabinet. And as you know, file cabinets have drawers. So let's call each drawer a folder. If you look on your drive C, you will see that the drive already has some folders. Inside those folders are more files. Now, a note here, when you access the very bottom level of your hard drive, it's called the root. You should not mess around with those folders unless you're absolutely sure about what you're doing, because you could mess something up, causing your computer to run poorly or not at all. Then you'd have to call the technician, like me. Haha. Anyhow, back to the cabinet. Each drawer is like a folder. So if you open a folder or a drawer, you can create a folder inside that folder. And not only one, but many folders. And you can create folders inside of folders. It can get messy really quickly. So you should have a plan. Just like your file cabinet at home or at the office, you have folders with tabs on them, giving them names. Inside those folders is where you would store your files. Another note, you can create folders inside of folders, but you really can't create folders inside of files. Makes sense, right? Okay, so back to the computer. Drive C, root folder, old folks may call it a directory, same thing. When your computer was set up for your first use, you probably put your name in it as the user. Well, a computer can have several users, some that you create, some that's created for you. This is called a user profile. If you double-click on the user folder in the root folder, it will reveal all the users. You will probably see your name. Now click on your name. This will show you the folders that were created for you by the operating system during setup. There should be things like documents, downloads, links, pictures, music, all kinds of stuff. Typically, programs will store your files in documents by default. So that would look like C:\users\your name\documents. This is called a path. Think about the file cabinet again. It's in the second drawer in a folder called users. There's another folder called whatever your name is. And in that folder, there's another folder called documents. And that's where you'll find all your files. Now here's the best part. You can create more folders to help keep things organized. But you have to decide how you want to organize things before you get started. Now here's an idea. In documents, you could have a year, then a month, then medical. Create another folder under the same month called bills. Create another folder under the same month called projects. This is just an idea, of course. Then go back to your documents and create another month under the same year with all the same folders under it. The options are endless, but the breakdown will need to be one that works for you. I know you like to keep things on your desktop for quick access. Everybody does. So here's an idea that may help. If you can group your icons, folders, files, whatever's on your desktop into 4 or 5 groups, then you can right-click on your desktop in a blank area, select New, and then Folder. Give that folder a name according to the group that you want, and drag and drop all the items for that group into that folder. This should keep your desktop a bit cleaner and easier to find things. I hope you enjoyed this little tip. If so, please send me an email to rts@rushingtoserve.com saying it was helpful, or leave a comment below if this is on a Facebook page. Hey, and have a great day.